Linda Catling has been knitting hats for local post boxes for a while now. She believes road calming measures are needed along Marine Parade in Leigh, so she knitted a postbox hat to help make the point. Linda's with me now to explain what she's been doing. Hello, Linda.
Hi, how are you?
Not bad. So, what's going on in
Good.
Marine Parade?
Well, ever since the lockdown, I decided to make hats on my local post box, which I can see 3 doors away. And I decided to do it for the children, all going on their exercises. And this is going right the way back to March last year. First of all, what I did start to do was put masks on teddies, but they didn't notice in my window. So I thought, right, I'm going to put a mask on the post box, but you can't put a mask on the post box because you can't open the door. So I thought, right, I'll stick a hat on it. And that was way back in May last year. Well, I put it on Facebook and it went absolutely berserk. People were going, we love it, we love it. So it's gone on from there. And so far I've made 19. And the very latest one is because Marine Parade during the lockdown has got busier and busier. So I thought, we've been in touch with the local council, can't have a speed camera because you have to have 2 fatalities before they allow you a speed camera. I'd asked for 30-mile-an-hour signs, which they may actually put up, but we will see. So I thought I'll take matters into my own hands and knit a speed camera with a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit on the top. But as it happens, it seems to have gone down really well with the locals. And in fact, what I'm going to do is auction it off for charity. So if there's anybody that wants a post box cover with a 30-mile-an-hour speed box cover in their area, they can have mine. But the local councillor, Beth Hooper, has really taken on board what I'm trying to say. And she's going to take a photo of that speed camera to the highways department to prove that we are serious about getting something done about our road. And they've decided to actually do monitoring of her speed to see how fast. Well, they won't be disappointed because I can guarantee there will be 70, 60, 50, everything about 30.
I presume with the speed cameras, you've got other local residents backing you and joining you in the call for speed bumps or for that kind of stuff, have you?
Oh, yes. Well, they're all absolutely thankful for me being so proactive to getting something done about it. It certainly made a point. Everybody's saying we want a proper speed camera, but what they don't realise is you can't have one unless you have 2 fatalities, and I can't find any volunteers for that. So
let's hope.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, do you know Marine Parade?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah, well, just opposite is a green,
Yeah.
and there's so many kids playing on that green, and these cars are going down here 78, they're nearly all sports cars really, but they're doing 70 or 80 miles an hour. And if a kid was to run or they clipped the curb, somebody was on the pavement, they wouldn't stand a chance. In fact, we stand there going, because there's lots of children with bikes and scooters all wobbling around, and you think, oh, please get to the other end of the road safely. So another reason why we've done it, just to try and slow it all down really. So yes, that's the most latest one. But the next, because I try to do one a month, I try to do a theme. So the theme will be something current. Well, next month it's the Queen's official birthday, and she's 69 years on the throne. And this one I'm really, really proud of, because here is the Queen.
Wow. Wow.
And that is the back of her. That is the back of her cloak. She's going to be standing on a green velvet cushion, and this little sign is going to say Queen Elizabeth II, 69 years as our monarch. Wow. So that's going on in June. So that's all ready to go. But I don't know if you know, I did a Captain Tom. Here he is.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was for his funeral.
Yeah,
That one was very popular. And I also did one for the Duke of Edinburgh.
I
I haven't
remember
got
that
that
one.
anymore because that went to that one's gone to Princess Anne.
Oh, was it really? Wow.
Somebody knocked on my door and said, would you like the Duke to go to Princess Anne? And I was so shocked, I almost said no. Anyway, he said, I'll come back in a couple of days' time. I'm going to Princess Anne to offer my condolences. And would you like me to take it with you?
Wow.
With him. So I said, yeah, okay. So I wrapped it all up, gave it to him. And I've now had a letter and a card from Princess Anne
That's
to
incredible.
thank me for making. But yes, I've really enjoyed doing it. Been doing it for a year. I've been knitting since I was 14. So I'm 74 now. So for 60 years I've been knitting. I lost half my sight, well, 2/3 of my sight this time last year.
Oh dear.
Didn't think I'd ever be able to knit or crochet again. But out of sheer perseverance, I'm managing to do it. And quite honestly, as much as the community are enjoying seeing them and it's keeping them going during lockdown, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm achieving something. And keeping people happy has made me happy, really. And I'm getting so many people knocking on the door with different cards and letters. In fact, this one is from an 87-year-old who lives half a mile away. She's had a hip operation and she doesn't have any family locally. They live away in Dorset and Sussex. So she doesn't even speak to anybody face to face. She's been screening all this time. So she's made an effort to walk up to my post box to see what's on it. So it's been an incentive for her. And she said, also very often when admiring the latest effort, other people would come by and start chatting. And as I live alone, it's lovely to speak face to face to people. The telephone box has been a lifeline, but it's also, kept me going, and I appreciate everything you do, which is lovely, isn't it? And that's just one of many that's coming in. But what really touched me was this one from my granddaughter. And it said, "My lockdown hero" by Linda Catling. She's 10. "My nanny is famous for knitting hats, but not just any hats, they're postbox hats. COVID meant she was locked in her house. She felt bored, gloomy, and without purpose. Snowman, Valentine's, and Captain Sir Tom. She's knitting today with more to come. She made it into lots of newspapers, starred on televisions around the world. Many people have stopped to photograph. They have paused outside to wave happily. She feels proud of herself and talented. Spring and Mother's Day are yet to appear, so have a walk along Marine Parade. Please wave to Nanny, she is very dear." And we only live 3 doors from the post box. If I sit in my room where the post box is, people can see me. So I don't know them from Adam, but they all wave to me. Of course, they're waving even more since the letter. But my husband says to me, "Who are you waving to?" And go, "I don't know, they're waving to me." But it's lovely. It's just, it's really helped. I've had to do almost a year of screening, can't go out because of health issues and what have you. And this has just made my lockdown, to be perfectly honest with you, because I'm enjoying watching other people looking at the hats and what have you. But I've got another one to show you here. This was a St George's one.
Wow. Can you go back a little bit with it? Can you move it back a little bit for me so we can get it? Yeah, lovely. Turn it around a little bit. That's incredible. Thank you.
That dragon, I couldn't make a dragon without pattern. A lot of them I do without a pattern. But that dragon was the only place I didn't want a toy dragon, I wanted an authentic dragon. And the only place I could get an authentic dragon pattern was Australia.
Wow.
So we emailed Australia from Perth in Australia. And she was going to PDF it down. Of course, it didn't arrive, did it? So we've had to backwards and forwards get this pattern. Well, by the time I started this pattern, bearing in mind I am partially sighted, there was more steam coming out of my ears and nose than that dragon, because it was so difficult to do. I'm thinking, I wish it hadn't. But yes, I did it eventually, but I'll never make another dragon in my life. That is the end of my dragon days. Not going to do anymore. And another one I really, really like, I did one for the Day of Reflection.
Right.
You know, when they Marie Curie. If you can see, oops.
Oh, there goes.
It's got a candle on it.
Yeah.
But what it actually, on the this notice, it said to commemorate 126,000 lost to COVID, rest in peace, to support those who have been bereaved and hope for a brighter future. Now, this one was very simple. It was just a candle and a base and a few flowers. But that's my favourite one because it's poignant and it means something. And there's 126 people that aren't here that would have been if it hadn't have been for COVID. And then this one is my Mother's Day one. And I did that for Mothering Sunday. There's a little, and what I actually stuck on top of that was a note to say, if anybody wanted to visit my house, just 3 doors along, on Mothering Sunday between 2 and 4 o'clock, I will give them a Mothering Sunday gift. So all the mothers that came along either had a chocolate or some flowers, because I felt so much for the mothers this year who couldn't actually go and hug their children. In fact, I was one of them. So yes, they were very great. Mind you, they were very suspicious to begin with, but not many people give things away for free.
It's very true.
Sort of say.
Very true.
And this one I made yesterday. And this is for the 100 years of your Royal British Legion.
Yeah.
Now, I got this idea because I was watching your Leigh Times YouTube, and I was watching the guy from
Bob.
the RBL.
Yeah, Bob.
Bob. I was watching him, and he was going on about the 100 years, and I thought, oh my God, I ought to do something to commemorate it. So I quickly knocked this up yesterday, and I'm just going to go and stick this I'm not going to make a topper, I'm just going to go and stick this on the speed camera by the side of it on the 15th of May, just to commemorate 100 years of, but I have done a poppy one. I did a poppy one last November, and that raised £50 for the Royal British Legion. And because when I lost my sight, there is a charity called Southend In Sight, who actually helped me through the difficult times when I thought, what am I going to do, lost my sight, what have you. So I'm actually raising money for them. And so far, I think it's up to about £120. Right. And that is through people being very generous, saying, oh, you're doing such a wonderful job. Can we actually give anything to a charity? So I just say, yeah, if you want to. And they send money into Charity In Sight. In fact, the one that I did for St. Patrick's Day, if I can find it on my camera, that had a glass of Guinness.
All right.
And I was really pleased. I was with this one. Can you see the leprechaun and the glass of Guinness?
Yes, got it. That's brilliant.
There was a gentleman who collects Guinness memorabilia.
Oh wow.
And he so desperately wanted that topper. And I said, well, I don't know if I'm selling them. Anyway, he offered me a price that I couldn't turn down, so that went to charity as well. So I thought, with the Postbox topper that's on at the moment, the speed camera, so many people have said, we need one of those for our Postbox. I thought, right, if you want to bid for my one, you can have it. So I'm hoping to auction that. The charity for the...
How do you want people to contact you if they're placing bids?
I'm doing it through Facebook. I'm taking all the bids in, and the bid to win is in the highest bid will be the 31st of May. So I'm not going to go, oh, they've offered me 20, he's offered me. I'm just going to say the highest bidder by the 31st of May will be the winner. But we will see. I mean, somebody may not want it at all, and I'll still be stuck with it. But in actual fact, what I'm going to do with all these toppers at the end of the day is, I know I've got a couple of talks I'm going to do for when they open up, like Probus and what have you.
All right.
WI have contacted me. I may actually start talking for them. I may go up the school with if and when we're allowed. I might go and do an exhibition for all the kids at the school. And also the Leigh Horticultural Society, they've expressed interest in seeing my all my toppers. Mind you, need a lot of space for 18 toppers because they're not there. Wow. This is my Easter one. This was a really children's one. This was all bunnies and ducks and goodness knows what. Lovely. That one they loved. So yeah. I tried to, I mean, with the one that's on at the moment, although it's a speed camera, I've tried to make it interesting for the children because I've got all little cars all running around the outside, and two of them, one of them is upside down because it's had an accident because it's been driving too fast. So there is a fire engine and a ambulance attending to the person who was driving over 30. Just to make a point, don't do it. There is a lady called Linda Goldsmith. She is an editor up in Reuters, up in London. She's quite a big, anyway, look her up. And she is moving on to, she's moving to Save the Children and also Mind. Right. I think she's going to be in charge of that. And she has decided that she wants to do a book on postbox toppers because during lockdown, they've just suddenly taken off. You know, everybody's doing it. It's all over the country, if you realise that. And she contacted me, interviewed me for 3/4 of an hour. Fine, that's okay. Anyway, she went to Windsor, where there was a group of 10 women who also did the Duke of Edinburgh. And it was a really lovely, lovely topper. It was, I couldn't match it. And I thought, I don't know how they've done that in a week. But as it happens, it's a group of 10 women who all got together to make this topper. And she contacted me and she said, I've just been to meet all the Windsor ladies, the group of 10. And I said, I thought there was, because there's no way a woman of one could do all that. And she said, they all know you. So obviously my name is, yes. And I said to her, how did you get in contact with me? She said, what you don't know is your name is all over the place. Wow. So, but I have to say, a lot of people are sending these photos all over the world, like, and I'm getting messages from Australia and Malta and goodness knows what. But I have asked the postbox man if he could find out how to have our postbox painted. Right. But compared to everybody else's in the country, ours is the scruffiest.
Oh, is it really?
So, yes, it's really tatty. And I said, please, can we have it painted? Because these photos are going all over the world and we've got a really tatty postbox. We don't want to let Leigh down by having a scruffy postbox. So we're trying to find somebody to contact to get the postbox painted. If not, I'll go out there myself and give it. Yeah,
I can imagine that.
Coat of paint.
Unless there's anything else you particularly want to add, I think we've got plenty. If you're happy.
I'll tell you what, the one question that you haven't asked, that everybody asks, and I'll tell you how long they take me.
You said to me at the beginning, you try and do one a month.
No, because I did 4 in March.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there were so many events in March. The actual bit that goes on top of the post box, the flat bit, takes 2 days. Okay. But it's what I put on it. Yes. So if I make it very simple, I can get it done within a week. Yeah. But in March, I did 4 because there was spring, then there was Mother's Day, then there was the Day of Reflection, and then Sir Captain Tom died and I had to do him. So I did 4 in that month. But and I might do 2 in June because I'm going to put her on for the beginning, put the Queen on for the first part of the month. And then I might do Father's Day as well. It depends on how much I want to do. Actually, she has got a little corgi to go with it.
Brilliant.